Every 4 years, the Sockeye salmon travel from as far north as Alaska down the west coast to Vancouver, in which a portion of them will break off and swim up the mouth of the Fraser River. They travel through the river, swimming upstream until they reach their birthplace in the many lakes that the Cascade Mountain holds. Swimming up these treacherous currents, the fish is often oblivious to the armatures that it's swimming in, parallel to, and on top of, so this project aims to help them make that connection. The regional map was drawn similar to a piece of pizza getting pulled apart. The crust of the pizza contains natural armatures in geography, while the man-made armatures like roads and railways gets pulled apart to further illustrate the connection of our armature to its geography. This way we are able to clearly see the path that the Sockeye salmon takes, as well as the armatures that it interacts with. Zooming in, we can see the geographies that the Fraser River interacts with. Newer sediments from the southern inlet of the river is flanked by glacial segments formed thousands of years ago. Underneath, a thick layer of sandstone that make up the majority of the city of Vancouver and its downtown regions. As we travel north, the Cascade Mountain ranges loom in the horizon, with Mount Garibaldi as an active volcano. In terms of human armatures, the salmon first comes in contact with popular ferry routes that go west onto Vancouver Islands, then swims parallel or across the many bridges, railroads, and light rail systems that humans have put in place over the years. Unfortunately, the Sockeye salmon will die shortly after spawning due to the lack of food and fatigue, but once their offspring hatches, they can take a leisurely swim downstream and see for the first time the many armatures that span the length of the Fraser River. The regional map attempts to illustrate the various infrastructures that the salmon sees as it exits the river into the ocean. The first might be industrial areas such as lumberyards, sawmills, and sulfur processing plants, which line the majority of the Fraser River due to its easy access to the water. Next might be industrial and commercial areas that are located further inland from the mouth of the river. These structures are usually 2 to 8 stories tall because the soil isn't compact enough to support taller structures. Near the mouth of the river, we can find single-family houses as well as natural areas that act as a barrier from flooding. Most of the single-family houses here can cost upwards of $2 million and don't have a basement due to the lack of rigidity and soil structure. Finally, at the mouth of the river, we come across Sea Island, which houses the Vancouver International Airport, allowing the fish to witness the landing and takeoff of various aircrafts. The new spawns will then swim out into the estuaries to spend 1 to 2 years adjusting to the salt water before going out to sea.